Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rant series. Today, I want to talk about something that I think that a lot of people, they'll be able to relate to what I'm going to say about this. But I am very, very sick and tired of being on the internet, and like, you'll get into a conversation like you're talking about something, and it could be like so many different topics. This is not just, one specific topic, but, you're talking and all of a sudden, like, they want to act like there's some type of expert, or say you're in a group chat and you're talking to somebody and then some other person likes to fucking chime in like a jackass and pretend that they have all the answers and, like, there's some fucking professional. Like, they say you're talking about a movie, like they want to fucking act like they're IMDb fucking movie director asshole and try to correct you and act like they know everything when you're just having a conversation. Or, like, I say this about this one app, like, everyone on there is an armchair psychologist. They act like they know everything about your life and what you need to do with your life, and they act like they're a fucking psychologist when they're not. It's like everyone on there is an armchair psychologist. They act like they're a fucking professional. And these fucking people have no, like, training in that shit. They think they're Dr. Phil or something. And, it's bullshit. It's just, you can't talk to people without someone, acting like they know everything and acting like they have all the answers to what's going on. And, like, you tell them this and, like, they think you're crazy or, like, you're, like, the unreasonable one, like, I don't pretend to know everything. I know that I do not know everything, and I will never try to assume that I know everything because I don't know everything. I'm not an AI. I can't access the information on the internet as soon as I want to in a conversation. Like, I don't have instant access to everything. You have to go online, do research, and it takes hours. But, I'm so tired of that. And it's not something that's ever going to go away. Like, you're always going to have people that do that. And me getting tired of it is not going to make people stop, But I'm so tired of calling it out and then being labeled as the one that's being unreasonable, It just, everyone thinks they're so fucking smart, Like, they don't know anything about my life. And, like, they'll start telling me what I need to do. And, like, I'll be in like a group chat and I'll have someone that's like a moderator of the chat or something like that. Like, they'll suggest what I need to do. Like, this group isn't for you. You should probably leave. Or don't fucking tell me what's best for me because you're not me. Like, I've said this before, but who the fuck are you going to, like, tell that to anybody? Like, you're not me. You don't know what's best for me. What if I sat here, having a conversation with you and I chimed in and tried to tell you what I think is best for you? You'd be mad about it. You'd be upset. You'd be pissed off by it. So why are you going to try to sit here and tell me what you think is best for me? And that goes for, people in person, It's not just an online thing. It's just in general, but it happens a lot online. And, this happens to everybody, You can't have a conversation without someone chiming in thinking that they're a fucking psychologist or whatever specialty you're talking about, When I talk about something, I'm not trying to talk like I know everything about it. And there are professionals that you will talk to that will correct you, that will tell you how it really is, and that's fine. But I'm talking about the people that try to correct you when you know that they have absolutely no fucking idea what they're talking about. And they try to sound intelligent and try to act like they know what they're talking about. But when in reality, they know absolutely nothing about the topic that they're discussing, and they just sound like a fucking jackass. And it's come to the point where, like, I've said this before, and especially in 2024, or, I'm making this in 2024, but it could be any year. But, I'm not trying to argue with people this year, like I've said before. And that's just for any year that I go into. I'm trying really not to argue with people. And I'm not going to sit there and argue with someone about, like, a profession and how much information they know versus me and, getting into this big argument and stuff, because they know that they're being an asshole. And even if they don't, I'm not going to sit there and argue back and forth. I usually will just like remove myself, from the situation and try not to argue with them because, they're not going to see the fault of their ways or the error of their ways. They're not going to change just because I tell them what they're saying is wrong or they need to stop acting like a know-it-all. But, everyone I know listening to this can relate to that. We all know someone that tries to chime in or tries to come in and act like they know more than us and they're trying to correct us and act like they're better than us and more smarter than us. And it's really offensive. And I wish people would stop talking down to others and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm not going to argue back and forth because that's not going to do anything. And, I try to go in the group chats because I'm trying to be, more, social with people and, trying to get out there and meet new people. And even if it's online, like I'm just trying to be more social because, sometimes I just, I don't have it in me to be social and I just don't really want to talk to anybody. And it's good to get out there and meet people and make new connections and try to make new friends and stuff. You can't be antisocial forever. That's going to be a pretty boring life. And I think a lot of people want to meet people, but they just don't want to deal with the drama and all the bullshit that comes with meeting new people, me included. So trying to keep the peace, but also trying to go out there and meet new people. And you do that and this fucking bullshit happens where they pretend to know everything and correct you and stuff. And, it can happen in any topic. And like I said, this happens a lot in group chats because I'm going into group chats recently, and you'll see it on Facebook. You'll see this on, the YouTube comment section where people will have like a thread that lasts for months arguing back and forth. And, I don't want to be one of those people. And, it's so hard to avoid like drama on the internet and because it's everywhere now. But, I'm also making this because it's kind of like a message to myself to say that I never want to be one of those people that argues back and forth about something like that, about having more knowledge about something than somebody else. Because, there's all things in this world that we know more than people. I know a lot about phones and computers and stuff like that probably the average person really doesn't know about. But I don't need to go into a conversation acting like I know more and I'm better than them and trying to act like I'm like more like valuable when it comes to that stuff and they're like worthless or whatever, talking down to them. I don't need to do that. If anything, I should share my knowledge in a very respectful, civil manner and let them know that I can help them and stuff like that. But coming at them with a very like bitchy, like disgusting, this rude attitude, that's just going to put them off. And that's what a lot of people do. Like sometimes it's not really what they say, it's how they say it. And your attitude has a big effect on other people and how you interact with them. And, again, this is not going to be something that ends just because I make a topic about it. We're going to continue to have people like this. And I guess the best course of action is to not feed into it and to not respond and to not give negative feedback to that, because that is the kind of feedback that they are looking for. They want you to act like that. They want you to get all upset and get mad. And I know that sometimes people do this stuff because they're trying to invoke a certain reaction. They're doing it to troll you. They're doing it to make you mad. Not always, but there's definitely those people that do that to make you upset. And these people, these people definitely exist. Like these people, they're real. Like they're out there and like trolls exist. And sometimes you don't really know, if someone's trolling or not, if they're being serious, if they're trolling. Sometimes, it can be really hard to tell the difference if someone's trolling or not. But, I remember this one guy, he just said, just assume that everyone's telling the truth because who has time to pick through things and to, see if they're trolling or not. But, what can I say? You're going to have internet trolls for a very long time. And I guess, the only thing you can really do to fight it is to ignore it. and to block it and to not give in to the bullshit and just always be yourself. And it's really hard to not give in to negativity, not to comment back, especially when you're upset and you're in a certain mind state. When you're in a certain mind state, you're not thinking straight. And you could say something back thinking that it was smart to say at the time, but then you look back and you think, why wasn't I just quiet the whole time? And you don't always have to say something back. That's the point I'm trying to make. And I learned that in my own personal life, talking to certain people. You don't always have to say something back. And sometimes, I say stuff back and then I look back and realize that it was just a waste of time and I shouldn't have said anything and I should have just kept my mouth shut, because that's the best way to combat things, is to be silent, because then you're not giving them the ammunition they want, especially if they're a troll. So I really hope that people listen to this and take some inspiration from it, and to stop falling for trolls, and don't let those people get under your skin, because some of these people are doing it because they're an asshole and they're not really trolling, they're just being an ass. And even if they're being serious about it, try not to let it get under your skin too much. Try not to let it bother you that much. I know that I'm making a video about it, so it kind of looks like I'm bothered by it, but no, this is just something that I do because it helps me, unleash and all these thoughts I have and unwind, and it's a form of catharsis for me. So I like making these videos. But anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rant series, and I really appreciate it. And have a good one, guys. Stay positive always.